and welcome to Barovia. I am your humble master of dungeons and keeper of dragons, Pixel. And this is the horrifying, the macabre, the turning into a fleet of bats and flying away 10th episode of Ages of Ainor presents the Curse of Strahd. As always, folks, what's up? Welcome, and we are going to get into the game here in just a few minutes. But before we do, we're going to go over our usual housekeeping things. And already went down. Are you kidding me?
That ain't good.
No.
That is the fucking worst.
Damn,
Seriously?
You froze a bit, sugar.
I know.
Okay.
It's trying to reconnect. It's probably going to fully go down. Are you fucking kidding me? Ran for like 90 minutes with no problems whatsoever.
I feel this on the most spiritual level, friend, if that makes you feel any better.
But what is crazy is here I am.
God, I can't even think of what it would be just for his rig.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're back.
Did we fully go down or not, folks? Everybody here?
It says the broadcast you were watching has ended.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm just like watching. Wait. No, I think it's back for me.
It's not for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it says you're live.
All right. Well, yeah, back out and go back in, Bonus Mom, I guess.
Yeah,
hey, everybody. Welcome
we're
back. God, this is a fucking nightmare, friends. What an absolute disaster. We're going to we're going to try and push through as usual here, friends, until I figure out what's going on. We did a test stream earlier, and it was fine for like 90 minutes, and then we're live for 5 minutes, and it goes down. So, I don't know, friends. I truly don't. Thank you for sticking with us. In the interest of time, we're going to try and get through this pretty quickly. First things first, folks in chat, when we move on to map screens, remember that you're seeing the DM perspective. You may see some things the players don't see. Try not to spoil that shit. Secondly, please remember that D&D is a complex game with a lot of rules, and we are improvising a story together as a group. So I may change things. We may mess up the rules. It is what it is. Don't lose your mind about it. Thirdly, we want to make sure this space is open and welcoming to the extent that that's possible on the internet. So please keep your internet toxicity inside your, I guess, heart at all times, and don't spill that shit all over my chat because we don't like that. So no bullying or being hateful or abusive to anyone who's in chat or to other viewers or to players on stream regarding things like their character choices, their knowledge of the game or the rules, or anything else about them as people or whatever. Never been a problem here, but we do want to be upfront with you guys about how we run our situation here. Fourthly, just a warning, this adventure is horror themed. As you should be well aware if you're watching this by now, there are elements that some players may find unpleasant or disturbing. We aren't setting out to be overly graphic or gruesome or to upset anyone, but we do just want to caution everyone to please try to moderate your consumption of this campaign with your health and well-being in mind. With that in mind, when the videos go up on YouTube or the podcast, we try to put appropriate trigger warnings on those things. But in the context of a live show, it is not generally going to be something we can do to put those things in advance because we don't exactly know what's going to happen until it happens. So we will preface all of this by saying there will be no depictions of graphic sexual content of any kind, especially sexual assault or violence. So if that's a concern for you, you don't have to worry about that. But as far as any other stuff, it's a horror adventure and it's going to have some horror elements, and just be prepared for that. Fifthly, as I've said many times, it's widely known and accepted this adventure has some problematic depictions of individuals inspired by the Travelers or the Romani people, IRL. I've done my best to search for resources to help alter those depictions to avoid offensive stereotypes. So just kind of be aware of that as well. Very excited that we did our community points challenge last week. Bonus Mom did her one shot. It was fun. It is up on YouTube and podcast now. If you want to go watch and listen to that, shout out and thank you to all the awesome creators who joined us for that. James Pianca, who is a game designer who wrote the adventure, Vinny from the Family That Games Together, Nerdy Teacher, and Big Mike, and the Role-Playing Degenerates, Steve from Role-Playing Degenerates, all those awesome people from TikTok creators, and of course, Bonus Mom herself for running that adventure. It was a rollicking good time. If you missed it, you missed out on a very fun adventure, but you can still go back and watch it. Speaking of that, we do have all of our back catalog of episodes are on YouTube and on our podcast at this point. So you can go and watch those commands, exclamation point like YouTube and exclamation point podcast in the chat will get you links to all of that. I did not mean for that to rhyme. And last but not least, before we get started, I'd like everyone to go around, and if you would please introduce yourself and your character. Before we get started, that would be great. So we will start with Vincent Page.
Howdy, friends. I am Vincent Page, and you can find me on the internet at Vincent Page pretty much on all the platforms. I do lots of streaming on Twitch. I'm playing Ash Fireforge, the Changeling Rogue, and if I can find it, I do have chat inspiration.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you. I did forget to mention whether or not we have chat inspiration, but please
we're on episode 10, baby. We cruising.
And Omega.
Hello all, my name is Omega. I play Onyx Montarik, a Bladesong gnome wizard, and I do have chat inspiration. So
Awesome. And Ozzy.
I'm Ozzy. I play Cass Amblecrown, a dwarf paladin. I'm an ancients paladin, and I have chat inspiration.
And could someone remind? Is this lady looks like everybody's mother somehow? Could this be Bonus Mom?
This could be. I am Bonus Mom 70. I'm everywhere, probably standing outside your door if you peeked out your window. But my big news is next week I will be starting the first 4 chapters of Dracula by Bram Stoker, released on podcasts everywhere. Listen and review. Please, 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 please.
Awesome. And of course, I am Pixel. You can find me here on Ages of Ainor. Congratulations. You already did. You have found me here. Well done. And I run the games here at Ages of Ainor on the streams. I also run the Discord where we play games. We have, quite a few DMs who run games over there. I run games over there from time to time when I'm able. It's a rollicking good time and a great D&D community. You are welcome to join that, exclamation point Discord in the chat. Or if you're watching this on YouTube or podcast, you can find that in our link tree description. And you also can find me on Hammer and Pixel sometimes when I actually have time to run those streams and when the internet cooperates with me. And I play video games and talk about video games with my English degree because I got to use that shit for something, I guess. And I decided that's what for. So very fun, exciting time. We are super pumped to be getting back into this campaign. Also, further announcements on October the 7th, we will be starting. So that's, I believe, just actually next week. We will be starting our new adventure, which is the follow-up to Siege of Castle Rend, the Region of Bedegar. The Region of Bedegar is an adventure from Kingdoms and Warfare, which is a book by MCDM Productions that follows their, kind of breakout book, which was Strongholds and Followers, in which Castle Rend appeared. This adventure is designed to showcase the mechanics from that book. It will be very exciting. Our heroes form an organization, engage in intrigue, gather allies, and eventually do war upon their foes. It will be quite a good time, and I am very excited for that to get started. We have most of the same cast returning, but we do have some new faces as well, so there is plenty to check out with that. And of course, without further ado, when last we left our heroes, they had met Ismark Kolyanovich, son of the late burgomaster of Barovia, in the tavern in the center of the town of Barovia. They found him to be an uncommonly friendly fellow, as Barovians go at least, in need of some help from adventurers just like them. His sister was reportedly the target of some creepy fixation of Count Strahd von Zarovich. Strahd had charmed his way into the burgomaster's home twice to bite Ismark's sister Irina. And once the family had realized what was happening there, they fortified their house against his advancements. This led Strahd to terrorize the burgomaster and his children. setting his wolves loose every night to bay and howl and scratch and claw at the walls. The stress of this assault was too much for the elderly burgomaster, and he had died just a few days before our heroes arrived in Barovia. They agreed to help Ismark escort Irina somewhere safer, the town of Valaki, or perhaps even the Abbey of St. Markovia on the far western side of Barovia. In exchange, Ismark would agree to help the party take on Strahd. However, Irina would not leave her father, the burgomaster, moldering on the parlor floor, and instead insisted the party help bury the old man before she would agree to set out for safety. Unfortunately, this timing left our heroes to stay one more night in Barovia, as they did not wish to travel after dark. The night fell, and the wolves arrived to howl and bay and claw and scratch at the old house. And Irina was drawn under some strange compulsion to try to leave the house through the black door in the middle of the night, but was stopped by the party. In the morning, thinking they were safe, they opened the door to find Strahd and his wolves awaiting them. It would seem that on sufficiently overcast days, Strahd is able to walk the land where the sun doesn't reach. He attacked them. Ash Fireforge, the changeling rogue, managed to convince Irina to let them take on her countenance, and the party had Irina disguise herself to lure Strahd into thinking that Ash was Irina. During the battle, the wolves attacked Wandress and Thorin at the door, and Onyx fired his spells out the doorway as Strahd used his dominating gaze to charm Ash and attempt to draw who he thought was Irina out of doors. Due to a series of circumstances, Strahd realized that Ash was not Irina, and in his fury, he brought several of the party close to death. Just before snapping his fingers and unleashing a powerful thunder wave, Strahd leaned in close to Wandress, who was holding the door, and told him, "You are all stronger and more resourceful than most. Your struggles are most entertaining. But you would do well to remember that you live because it amuses me. And you will die when it amuses me also." With this, Strahd unleashed his thunderous spell, blasting the party from its feet, and then transformed into a cloud of bats, and flew away towards the gloomy castle atop the hills as his wolves raced off after him. And that is where we will resume our adventure. You are all in the entrance hall of the burgomaster's home. The scent of the burgomaster's death still leaking out of the parlor nearby. The overcast sky outside hides the sun and makes the world around gloomily lit, sapping all color from the landscape. Ash, you look like Irina still. Irina and Ismark are somewhere in the back of the house for some reason, and you are all right where we left you. What do you do?
Okay, so did I stabilize Wandress at the end of the last match or no?
At
the end of the last session?
I see Wandress as having 10 HP, so I think Wandress has been cure wounds or laid on hands or something.
Oh, yeah, I think I did lay it on hands on Wandress. Okay.
So,
I just wanted to make sure, because I know I did that to Ash.
right, I see Ash also has 10 HP, so
Yeah, okay.
nobody's making death saves right now.
Why
Okay.
does Wanderers have that mark on him? What does that refer to?
I think you were prone or restrained at some point for some reason, but that would have passed by now.
Okay.
I think that's from where you were unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah, hard to say what I put that on there for, but... Oh, and I guess I can pop over to the map screen so everyone else can see what we're talking about. Also...
Okay, well, I guess we need to get ready to go. There's no reason to stay here now.
If Ash is able, I would say that they're probably standing up and kind of like shaking their body like a chill, and going to go back to their normal female appearance, and probably start taking off Irina's clothes and like throwing them in the floor.
Strip.
I think we should get out of this place. What a horrible, horrible person.
Yeah, we need to see if Ismark has a horse and like a carriage or something, or if we're just hoofing it.
I have a question. Sorry, Ash. Did you say you turned yourself back into your normal form, or?
Yeah.
Okay. And we had rolled, and your form was Femme Ash today. Was that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you go. Sorry, carry on.
Wanders Wanders is going to go looking through the rooms. He's looking for the other people, and if he finds them, he's going to say, "Come quickly, we must leave. This is a dreadful place. Quickly, quickly, we must go. Do you have any means of transportation? Do you have horses? Do you have a carriage?"
Yeah. So I think Irina comes out and says, "Is he gone now?"
He is. He flew away. He turned into bats. I've never seen such. We should go. This is not safe.
Yeah, and I think Ismark sort of like puts his arm around his sister, and they start walking up the hall. And I think they say, I think Ismark says, "No, we don't have any particular means of transportation. The carts and things here are in ill repair, and we can reach our goal on foot within the day. So I don't see that we'll have any need of. We'll waste time trying to find appropriate transportation."
We should go. If you know where we need to go, we should not stay here. This is dangerous. And Wanders wants to leave.
Okay. Are you guys hitting the road right this second? Are you planning to take a short rest? What's your plan? Wanderous obviously wants to leave right this second, but you guys should do whatever it is that you think best.
I think we need as long as Ash and Wondrous are good to travel, I think we need to get on the road ASAP. We can't afford to waste another, day of not traveling.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that at this point.
Okay.
I would say that Ash doesn't say anything and just kind of goes and stands by the door.
Yeah, I'll take that as good old-fashioned yeet.
There we go. All right. Can everybody see the village of Barovia and the party?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Now let me see here. Okay. I need to look up. Okay, 30 minutes. Can somebody do me a favor real quick? Actually, I can just do it myself. Stand by, everyone. I have to look up travel pace in the player's handbook to know how quickly. Travel pace. Okay, so how quickly are you guys traveling?
So they don't have means of transportation?
No.
Okay.
Pretty much everyone on Barovia moves on foot for the most part, outside of like the Vistani have like wagons. The wagons aren't really that much faster than people. You don't have to walk. And then there are the Wizards of the Winery folks who probably have carts. But for the most part, most people in Barovia don't travel much, so they don't really, because everyone stays in their house until Strahd comes and kills them, basically. So so not a lot of need for travel here.
I guess that depends on if we were going to stop and talk to those people by the lake.
Well, and also, wasn't there a question somebody had suggested, and I don't know if you actually want to go back and do this. Somebody had suggested in Barovia going to find out what's up with the crying lady that you guys have heard. Up to you if you want to jump into that now.
So me personally, obviously for the group to decide, I almost feel like that's like priority 3 on like our list of priorities right now.
Wandrus's vote would be to go to the Vistani camp, possibly take a short rest there, but he's frightened.
Maybe see if they can give us, maybe see if the Vistanis can give us transport or something.
Yeah, that would be Wandrus's suggestion. Again, I don't think he exactly understands how pervasive Strahd may be, so he just wants to put distance between him and the house. But you all can convince him. Otherwise, if
Okay.
I don't think.
Well, let me
about
tell
the lady in
you the
house.
stakes here. Okay. Traveling at a fast pace, you can go 4 miles an hour or 30 miles a day, and you take a -5 penalty to passive wisdom score. So if something is trying to like ambush you or something, it's a little bit more likely to be able to do so. If you want to move normally, you can move 3 miles an hour, 24 miles a day, and have no penalty to your passive wisdom score, but you cannot move stealthily. If you want to move at a slow pace, you can move 2 miles an hour, 18 miles a day, and you are able to use stealth. Now, I will tell you that basically at a normal pace, it will take you, let's see. I'm just sort of like trying to measure these, this pathway.
So I think we need to like.
It's like
Personally-
it's less than 20 miles to the place, right? It's like it's about 15 miles
To the camp?
To the camp.
Or
to Valaki, which is the next town that is supposedly safer than Barovia. Rumor has it that Strahd does not like dominate that place in the same way that he dominates the village of Barovia, because it's further away and slightly more fortified. It has walls. And so it's about 15 miles. So you could make it there moving at a slow pace in an entire day's worth of travel. But there's more opportunity for things to happen to you on the road. Or you could get there in 4 hours if you rush, but it makes it more likely that you could get ambushed if there's stuff on the road that is not friendly. So
personally, I don't think Strahd would try to hit us again. I think normal pace would be fine. I don't think there's a reason to try to move stealthy, especially in the day. If we were moving at night, I could potentially see that. And if we can get there in 4 hours at a normal pace, then we can get there and either decide to keep going or hold up there for the night if we need to. Just looking at it from a tactical standpoint.
yeah, tell me what y'all want to do.
Yeah, I think if we go at a normal pace, I think we should be fine. And I doubt that Strahd will want to attack us on the same day. But yeah, I think that might be our best bet, just going at a normal pace. That way we can get there a little bit faster.
Okay.
And are we going to the camp or the town? You've lost me.
The camp.
The camp is on the
right.
well. The camp's on the way to the town, so you can go to the camp and stop and, do whatever, interact with those folks, and then move on to the town. And as long as you don't take too long in the camp, you can get there before nightfall, or you can try and see if the Vistani will give you travel or will help put you up for the night, whatever. But that interaction is kind of gonna depend. Okay, so cool. So you guys are headed out on the way, yes?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. So as you make your way about a mile outside of the town of Barovia, you come across your first crossing of, let me actually just go ahead and give you this, the Ivlis River, which is a river that runs through much of Barovia. And as you walk by, you see it is gray and overcast, but the river is flowing. It is clear blue water. like a winter sky. It's about 50 feet wide. It ranges in depth from what you can see as you go over this arcing stone bridge. It ranges from maybe 5 to 10 feet, depending on exactly where you are looking. Let me reveal some more of this zone to you. Yep. So, and yeah, so that's what you see. You see this river, you see this crossing. There's running water here. And you continue to make your way across the river. And I would like, I'm going to do this in order. Ash Fireforge, please roll me a d20. No mods, just a flat roll.
Oh crap! I forgot how to. I'm like
/r space
/r,
1d20.
yeah. Okay. Used to Twitch chat. I'm sorry.
13. Okay. On a 13, you cross the bridge and begin to enter the woods. And you carry on. You are in the woods. It is very similar to your first trip here into Barovia. And let me show you some of the next stuff here. Where is my reveal? Yes, okay. I'm gonna give you maybe like that there. Nope, that's not what I want. I want reveal. Yes, can we not? There we go. Okay. You can kind of see from where you're at. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. You can kind of see from where you're at. You arc back around close to the river, and you can see there is a pool of water that sort of builds up, and then ahead of you, the road splits. To the sort of to the north and south. But as you enter, basically close to this, close to the river's edge there, I need Onyx to please roll me a d20.
Oh boy. Okay. Give me a second.
Oh no.
On a 2, you carry on to the crossroads. At the crossroads, an old wooden gallows creaks in a chill wind that blows down from the high ground to the west. You can see here, up until the mist, farther to the southwest of Barovia, begins to become hills and mountains. But here, at the crossroads, a frayed length of rope dances from the beam of the gallows. This well-worn road splits, and a signpost opposite the gallows points off in 3 directions. Back the way you came to the east, Barovia Village. To the northwest, the Tsar Pool. To the southwest, it says Ravenloft and Valaki. The northwest fork slants downward and disappears into the trees, arcing back towards the river. Across from the gallows, a low wall, crumbling in places, partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog. What do you do?
More graves. I don't want to stay here. If it gets dark, more of those souls may come out.
I agree.
Yep.
This place is cursed.
It unfortunately seems like that.
Wanderous is looking at the other members of the party. Are they calm? He is not. What about the two people from the village? What are they? How are they behaving?
Yeah, they look scared. They are kind of like huddling close to you guys. I think they're trying to the extent that is possible to keep Irina in the middle, and Ismark does not seem particularly willing to move very far from Irina. So that is kind of what they're up to. They're just like shiftily looking around. You can, do you want to like ask them questions or just examine sort of their body language and stuff?
Wanderous is extremely uncomfortable. Like I said, he's frightened. He's genuinely frightened, and this is not an emotion that he has experienced many times in his life. He has his purple shard, that is his druidic focus, on a necklace. He has his hand around it, and he actually has his he has that with his right hand and a quarterstaff with his left hand. But you get the feeling that he might switch hands soon and have that quarterstaff immediately ready if anything starts to happen. So he is frightened and cautious and probably not paying a lot of attention to them, but he would see them and the other members of the group. He's probably looking for a little, I'm going to say encouragement, like, how's everybody else doing?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I think if we want to go see the,
Vistani?
Yeah, the Vistani people, I think we need to go to the north, right?
Correct. Based on,
Yeah,
I think
towards the
Ismark
river.
told you if you take the north fork in the road, you'll end up at the Vistani encampment.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we need to head north if we want to go there. If not, it's fine.
I mean, I don't think it'd be a bad idea to stop at the camp. So I say go. I would say we go for it.
Yeah,
Let's do.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, just based on what kind of goes down once we get there, hopefully they're friendly.
We need to rest a little. All of us are damaged from this morning. We just need to be away from that town, but maybe they have food that we could have, or they can tell us what they've seen, or they can give us an idea of how to protect ourselves. And again, Wanderous is starting to panic.
And I will walk up to Wanderous and just like tug on
My leg,
clothing.
on my leg.
Yeah. And I'd be like, we can take a short rest there. I believe at least a short rest is deserved after that encounter.
Okay. And so you head on up the north pathway? All right. As you go to leave, you hear a creaking noise behind you. Coming from the gallows.
Nope, not going back there.
You turn to look, and where there was nothing before, now hangs a lifeless, gray body. The breeze turns the hanged figure slowly so that it can fix its dead eyes on you. Ash, I think you know what you see. You see a dwarf in
Knew it.
armor with black hair.
Doran.
His face bloated and gray, his eyes bulging.
Ash is going to draw their sword and going to rush with just all the strength that they have left straight up to the gallows to cut the rope.
Okay. Ash, you race to cut the rope. Everyone else, you turn and look as well. You see a gray and lifeless form humanoid. A nameless, faceless Barovian peasant. Ash, you race, and as you cut the rope, this body begins to fall. And once again, you are standing in that dark, empty space. 6 inches of water over the tops of your shoes. As Thorin falls with a splash, and then sinks down into nothingness. And then the moment is gone, and you are standing. The rest of you see the rope cut and the body fall, and it just dissolves into dust in the air. And you are alone on the gallows once again.
Wondrous rushes towards Ash with his staff in his hands. Ash, what are you doing? Get away from that. Get away. What are you doing? Why did you do that?
How's this gallows set up? Is it like a wooden platform?
Yeah.
Or is it just like
it's not like really, really tall. It's not like one of the crazy tall ones. It's a simple wooden platform with, a thing that drops out in the middle, which is probably currently actually dropped out and broken and busted. The whole thing is extremely weathered and old. And there's just a single arm that kind of comes up and hangs over and had this sort of frayed, wispy rope hanging on it. And you have cut probably 2 or 3 inches of that rope off, and it now sort of like, as it fell, the body sort of vanished into, like, you saw what you saw. Everybody else saw a body that was not Thorin's. It was just a random, like, Barovian villager looking thing, but it disappeared into dust on the wind. But the frayed rope sort of like floated down on the wind and hit the ground.
Okay.
Real quick, sorry, before we jump in, question from chat: does anyone not have chat inspiration? Going once, going twice.
I haven't. I think Ozzy said he did too.
Okay, I think everyone's got chat inspiration. Sorry,
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, I do.
Cool. Yeah, so the rope has floated down and hit the ground. Wondrous has rushed over to Ash. What do you do?
So I want to say, as the body fell and that vision kind of happened, that Ash probably fell to their knees, and like you said, come back with kind of like a breath of like realization that that's not what was going on. Whilst on their knees, I would say that Ash probably punches like relatively hard the floor of the gallows, and then just stands up and walks off.
Yeah. And I think the wood is rotted and old and weathered, and probably there is like a wet crack, not like a satisfying snap, but just sort of like a kind of a gross sort of because it's always so foggy and damp here, and the wood is old, so it's like the inner part of it is still wood and makes a cracking noise, but it's like half mush in a way.
Yeah.
It's pretty grody.
Yeah, after kind of punching the gallows floor, Ash would just stand up and calmly walk off the gallows and make like they're going to head north.
Wanders is going to stop him. He's going to reach down with an arm and with a hand on your...
Sorry, Ash is currently not in a masculine presenting form. I believe Ash is Lady Ash.
She Ash,
today.
girl Ash. He's going to reach out and try to stop her and say, what? Why did you do that? I don't understand. And he's going to look in, what do you call Ash Femme? Is that what you're calling her eyes? What does he see when he looks in your eyes, Ash?
I would say that after this recent encounter with Strahd, there's like this hollow kind of look to Ash's eyes. There was like this realization of, I'm not strong enough to take out my own revenge, and kind of like also underneath the hollowness, you kind of see like a steel resolve kind of forming. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like it's just a hard look in their eyes, but also kind of empty at the same time.
And
all right.
Wondrous, as you stare into Ash's pupils, you are all of a sudden standing in an endless inky void. 6 inches of water lapping over your boots. You are about 10 feet behind Ash, as Ash has drawn her sword and is in the process of cutting down. And what you can see, you actually can see the gallows, but you don't see any of the surrounding environment. But in this strange, directionless light, you see the gallows. You see Thorin's body, which was hanging and swinging. You see Ash cut the body down. The body hits the water and begins to sink. And you see Ash fall to her knees and sort of smash their hand against the water, which splashes up, seemingly hitting some sort of barrier upon which you are standing, but which Thorin falls through to sink into the void and disappear. And then you're back.
Ash, no. No, I saw that. Ash, is that what you saw? Did you see Thorin? Ash, answer me.
Ash is going to just kind of nod their head.
Listen to me. There are terrible things happening here. He is playing with our minds. He is giving us visions. We cannot keep this to ourselves. Every time I go to sleep, I have a different dream. Ash, you have to tell us what's going on, whatever it is, if we're going to make it out of here. And Wanderers is including the two other people. We must work together. Let us go to this camp and see what they know. Ash, I can't replace Thorin. No one can, but you're not alone, Ash. You're not alone.
Ash is going to look right into Wanderous' eyes, and I know. And I promise that we won't have to be scared anymore.
I've never really been afraid. I don't like it. Onyx, Cass, we must work together on this. Or I don't think we'll ever get out of here.
Agreed.
We have to make sure Thorin didn't die in vain.
Yes. Yes. Let's move. We cannot stay here. Don't look back. Ash, do not look back.
Okay. Do you all move on to the north?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Alrighty, let's see. Okay, I am actually not going to have you roll this time because you arrive at the encampment. And so you make your way and you see now that the road gradually disappears and is replaced by a twisted, muddy path through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of the comings and goings of wagons. The canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling far above. However, there is a clearing here next to a river that widens to form a small lake several hundred feet across. There are several large, colorful, round tents, each at least 10 feet in diameter, that are kind of pitched outside of a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent are several horses drinking from the river. And here you can now hear as you enter, there is, probably for the first time you've ever really heard in Barovia, there is laughter. There are songs being sung. There is music being played. There are stringed instruments being strummed. There sounds what sounds like an accordion, some sort of, bellows instrument being played with almost a harmonica sound. As an almost sort of carnival feel. You can see figures dancing and cheerfully laughing as you enter the encampment.
Well, seems the heat better than the place that we came from.
Okay, I
What?
think. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask an observation. Go ahead.
Did we ever get the name of the lady that we're looking for?
I don't remember Thorin getting it before he died.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they just told you that there was like a wise woman that you were looking for.
Mhm.
Okay, well, fair enough. There was also some bit of like information, I think last time, that Ismark was like, there's a bunch of spies involved for Strahd in this camp.
Yeah,
Yes.
there could potentially be.
Yeah, so
Strahd spies.
Ismark said that the Vistani are spies for Strahd, and aren't to be trusted. But the angel said that there was someone here who could help you. So you have a bit of conflicting information about this place. So that's where you're at. What do you all do as you approach?
I want to know what the. I'm going to tentatively walk into the village, Wander says, but he's looking to see how the people react when they see us, when they see the party.
Yeah, so I think there are a group of individuals that are sort of like dancing and chatting, and as you approach closer, I think there's even at this point in the day, there's a bit of a campfire in the center of the camp, and you can see the people sort of chatting around the campfire and laughing and telling stories, and you can see wineskins being passed around. Everybody seems to be drinking quite a bit. And they look at you, and you can see sort of some of the some people are surprised to see folks entering the camp. Nobody like grabs weapons and stuff like that. They sort of but the general hubbub dies down a little bit as people sort of look over at you questioningly.
All right, let's keep this cool.
And
So is there like somebody that we can notice off the bat that's kind of like the leader?
yeah, so as Wander sort of shows himself entering the camp, an individual kind of unwinds herself from one of the chairs near the fire. She is a middle-aged human woman. She has sort of long, straightened brown hair that's kind of shaved on the left side. She has very dark eyes and sort of dark skin as well. She is about 6 feet tall and broadly built. And she is wearing a kind of like red coat with these broad, loose, multicolored kind of pants and soft leather boots. And she has sort of like several piercings on her left ear. And she approaches the party and says, "Hello there. What brings you lot down here to our camp?"
Well, I think they could explain better than I can.
We were looking for a wise woman.
Is that so? Anyone fancy a drink?
I've never had anything. Do you have water?
She sort of gestures over at the big ass lake that the horses are drinking out of.
Wanders is very puzzled, but nods his head and goes over and dips an enormous hand into the water and has a sip and nods his head again.
Yeah, the water is clean, fresh. It's cold. You get the sense, looking at the geography you saw, there are you saw some like mountains kind of to the south. You get the sense that it's probably mountain runoff that is the cause of this particular river. So yeah. And she says, "Looking for a wise woman, eh? Well, That's probably Madam Ava. But you're welcome to stay and join the party if you like.
Do you have any ale?
Oh, unfortunately, it's only wine here in Barovia.
Well, I can get wine drunk just like I can get ale drunk.
That's the spirit. And there's sort of a cheer that goes up, and the music sort of begins to play again as you see this this group of folk. A wineskin is sort of handed to you.
Hell yeah.
Cass.
Kaz, Wander says in an undertone, leaning down, Kaz, be careful. Don't lose your wits.
Do you think this would be enough to get a dwarf drunk, Wanderous?
I have no idea, Kaz.
Well, I do. Don't worry.
Wanderous is going to cast his eyes at both of the other people in the party and then look back at the lady and say, where would we find Madam Ava?
Oh, of course. My apologies. She's in the big tent over there.
Thank you. Wanderous is very uncomfortable in the frivolity, and he's going to head for the big tent unless somebody stops him.
Yeah, I would definitely be interested to make a beeline for the tent. Is there any way like that I could get some sort of insight check, or like I kind of want to look around the camp and see if there's any like suspicious eyes, like sideways glances, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to come out and be like I'm looking for spies, but kind of see if there's anybody acting suspicious.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and make an insight check.
That is a 15.
That's a 15. Yeah. I think on a 15, you get the sense these folks are intoxicated. However, there do appear to be a couple of them who are more sober, who have taken note of you all entering the camp. It's hard to say on like a 15, like what their motivations are. None of them appear to have, none of them are like pale and vampire looking. Having seen Strahd, you're like, nobody looks like that guy. But other than that, they just look like people. They could just be guards who were the ones who were, tasked with keeping the place safe. They could have nefarious motives. It's hard to tell. But you do notice that there are a couple of people who don't quite join in the same amount of joviality as everyone else, right? They're level-headed.
So real quick then, with that observation being made, who all's going to the tent? Like I'm just generally speaking, I guess.
I guess I would pay attention to where Ismark and Arena are going to be, and I'll try to be with them as kind of like it's not necessarily a protector per se, but a protector in a way.
Okay. Yeah, they seem very reluctant to enter the camp. They're sort of like hanging at the edge of it a little bit, seeming very loath to go all the way in.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably stick with them at that point, just to ensure that somebody is with them at all times.
Okay. Okay, so Onyx is sticking with Ismark and Arena, who seem disinclined to enter the camp. Is everyone else going into Madame Ava's tent?
Yeah, I'm rolling with Ash.
Wanderous is definitely headed for the tent.
Okay, very good.
As I'm following Wanderer specifically, but I would like to kind of continue my scoping out and make sure nobody's like going to come up on us or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hang on.
When Wanderous gets to this tent or gets close and he's looking at it, does he have any idea if he could even get in it, or does it look small? Because if it does, he's going to turn to Ash.
No, I think it's big enough that you could fit in it. It'll be tight, but you could fit in there.
Okay. he's still going to turn around and look at Ash and say, Ash, maybe you should talk. I'll just be behind you for support. I'll look in with you. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. And you enter the tent. And you can see that there is a small fire in a brazier, casting a reddish glow over the interior of this tent, revealing a low table covered in black velvet cloth. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depth. As you enter, the old woman speaks. Her voice crackles like dry weeds. At last you have arrived.
If you knew we were coming, you must know why we're here.
But do you know why you are here?
There was a vision we had when we were in the place they call the Death House in Barovia that told us that you could help us.
Ah. That's a black pit, it is. It's amazing anyone could see anything down in there.
It was terrifying. And Wanders reaches, if he's close to the doorway of the tent, over, and he puts his hand on Ash's shoulder in a show of support. But he is actually going to cast guidance. Which means that if you have to do any ability checks while you're in there, you have an additional D4.
Well, I do know why you are here. It is answers you seek. Yes. About what can aid you and what dangers lie in this land.
Anything you know about the monster Strahd?
Well, let us see. And right quick, we are going to pop over to another map. I think. Yeah. Oop. To the
good God.
Taraka reading board.
Oh boy, we're going to play Skip-Bo?
Just for the record, I would like to talk about how this stuff kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies in my life.
Oh, hell yeah. Tarot cards, baby.
Yeah.
No,
so
wait, is this a trigger for Vincent or this is something for Ash?
Oh, in real life, this stuff kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like VP, heebie-jeebies.
Break out the Ouija board, baby.
Okay. So, I assume that's just like you're good though, right?
No,
okay.
Please continue. Absolutely.
So, Madame Eva sort of puts her hand over the crystal ball, and you begin to see just wisps of shapes sort of pass through it. You can't make anything out, but she also then takes out a deck of cards, and she begins to like very dexterously shuffle them with her other hand. And she, let me see what I'm supposed to do. Okay. So, okay. She wait, what? Oh, okay. Have I rolled 3 of these? I gotta remember how to actually roll this. Okay. Wait, is it no? Macro quick bar. Hang on. I know there's a way to do this. I just have to figure out what it is. Stand by, everyone. Okay. Whoa, okay. No, that's not what I want. Stop it. Okay. We're going to recall all the cards. God, this little window they've given me is way too small. I don't know why this is like. We're going to shuffle the deck. Okay, I get it. Drag to deal. Okay, all is well. I get it. Sorry, guys. And we're going to go back over to the map screen now. My apologies. I should have looked up how to actually use this thing beforehand.
Okay, so what are we supposed to be seeing?
Okay, hang on. No. Stop it. Well, nothing yet. Okay. I guess I have to just do these one at a time. Okay. Strahd is messing with the GM's action now. They are. Okay, friends. So, she draws the first card and puts it in. I'm putting these in 1, 2, and 3 from the common deck, right? Card reading. When you're ready, begin the card reading. Remove the blah, blah, blah. Keep them. Draw the top 3 cards from the common deck and lay them at 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So, card number 1, she draws and shows the thief and puts it in spot number 1. And she says, this card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will better help you understand your enemy. And she draws a second card. The bishop. And she says, this card tells of a powerful force for good and protection. A holy symbol of great hope. She draws a third card, the healer, and puts it in place number 3 and says, this is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. She draws card number 4, the hooded one. This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. And then she draws the 5th card. The Necromancer. And she says, your enemy is a creature of darkness. Oh, shit. I'm a dumbass. Hang on. Those last 2 cards are from a different deck. I lied.
Wow.
Listen, I'm doing my best.
Damn.
It's hard to keep track of all this stuff. So the 4th card, sheds light on one who will help you greatly against the darkness, is actually the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord will help you against the darkness. And then the final card
counterintuitive
is the Mists. And she says, your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. And she has a couple of other things to say about them. So about the first card, the Thief, which is the 7 of... I can't tell what that is. The 7 of Crowns, maybe? I'm going to just...
I'm not sure what I'm looking for.
It's fine. 7 of Coins. She says, what you seek lies at the crossroads of life and death, among the buried dead. About the second card, the Bishop. She says, what you seek lies in a pile of treasure, beyond a set of amber doors. About the third card, she says, look to the west. Find a pool blessed by the light of the white sun. About the fourth card, she says, "Ah, the worst of all truths. You must face the evil of this land alone." And of the fifth card, she says, I gotta find the card. She says, "Alas, fate is against you. The cards cannot see whence the evil lurks. The mists obscure all. However, you may return to me after at least 3 days, and I can attempt to consult the cards for you again." So, about your cards, I will write in chat. You guys might want to write these down. The first card, she said, "This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you understand your enemy." And the clue for that card was the 7 of coins. What you seek lies at the crossroads of life and death, among the buried dead. Okay? The second card, she said, "This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection. A holy symbol of great hopes." That one was the bishop. And she said, "What you seek lies in a pile of treasure beyond a set of amber doors." Of the third card, she said, "This card is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight." And she said, "Look to a pool, look to the west, find a pool blessed by the light of the white sun." And then she said that the fates were not with you, and at the current moment, there is no one who can help you. There is no enemy of Strahd's who can help you, and also that the cards did not reveal to her the location where the final battle might take place, where Strahd would be waiting for you. So that is your current card reading, should you choose to accept it. Is there anything else you would like to say to Madam Eva?
No, but does any of this click for Cass at all? Like if she was to roll a religion check or anything?
Roll me a actually just a raw intelligence check.
Damn.
Oof. With a 6. It's honestly, there's something about the third card that's just like right on the back of your mind, but I don't know if you can remember quite what it is, but something about that clue seems a little familiar.
Okay.
It's hard to say. But none of the other ones necessarily click with Cass right off the bat.
Just real quick, you have put all the cards descriptions and hints in the chat, correct?
Yes. So so it's like there's a card description which tells you what the clue is about. And then the second one, and then it's like the actual clue, right?
Yeah, the reading, then the clue for each one, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it'll give you like, what is this a clue about? And then the clue of like where you go to find out more or find the thing it's referring to or whatever that is.
Right. Just wanted to make sure that was all there.
So a card telling of history for knowledge that will help you understand your enemy lies at the crossroads of life and death among the buried dead. A powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope, lies in a pile of treasure beyond a set of amber doors. A card of power and strength tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. Look to the west, find a pool blessed by the white sun. And I guess I should tell you what the other cards said, even though this card will... so card number 4, I'm going to put down. That one was the Dark Lord. And it said, the worst of all truths you must face... this evil alone. And then the 5th card says your enemy is a creature of darkness. The card will lead you to him. And however, RNGesus decided. Wait. Yeah. All right.
I'm making sure to write all this down because I'm going to have to come back and reference this a lot.
Yeah. That the cards can't see where the evil lurks. The mists of Barovia obscure all. So. There we are.
Okay. I'll finish copying this in a minute.
Yeah, all good. And you know what I can do? I can...
Well, I snapped a picture of it so I can drop it in the Facebook chat.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to copy and paste it in there.
Freaking technology. Here I am copying this shit down by hand.
SpongeBob, we have technology.
I could have just taken a picture of it, read it at any point. Oh my God. It's fine.
Okay. All right. It is in
Comfort
the
thing,
chat.
Whatever.
Well, here now we have records of it in multiple places. So in case,
Okay, cool.
hopefully we won't lose it. And also, I will leave, like, this map isn't going to go away. I'll leave the cards on the map where and all that. So if we need to come back and reference this again, we can. So
Okay.
all that having been said, I'm going to drag us back to. I guess I'll put us on the Serre Pool encampment so you guys can actually. Oh, I don't know. That's not what I need to do. That's. Just put us in Barovia. That's if this turns into a battle map, which I don't know why it would. So, I guess if you guys try to kill everybody.
The fucking sus, Pixel.
Honestly, that would only happen if you guys try to rob these people. I'm just going to be very clear with you about that.
Okay, so you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
This cast feel drawn to the darkness.
Probably always. Okay,
Drawn
yeah.
to
So
Zaddy Strahd.
So that's what the reading is. You've had your cards read. You can continue. You can ask Madame Eva further questions about stuff, or you can take what you got and try to figure out what it all means.
Okay. So I think that the only question about the immediate reading that Ash will ask is, can you tell us where to start? I think I understand what we need to do, but can you tell us where to start?
Okay, that's a great question. Can she tell you where to start? I'm going to say roll a luck check. So roll me a D100. 50 or higher is a clue. 50 or lower, she can't help you.
Wait, just Ash or all of us?
Just Ash. 76. Ash, where are you standing? Like, how are you? So she's sitting at this little table. There's a chair directly across from her. We know that Wandress didn't really enter the room. Cass and Ash, did you guys walk all the way in here and like sit down? Or are you standing at the door awkwardly? What all are you doing?
I would say that Ash, VP isn't there, thank God. Ash would have went and sat at the table for sure for the reading.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so
Ash is probably standing behind Ash, trying to take all this in.
Yeah. So Ash, this frail, sort of bent old woman, with her hands on the table, the cards to one side, the crystal ball in between you, suddenly stands up and like puts her hands sort of on your head and pulls you in and gives you a good sniff.
Okay.
And then she says, you have been there today. I can smell it on you. Young lady. The stench of death.
Didn't realize this was mess with VP9. Okay.
It's always fuck with VP night.
I think that Ash would probably slowly kind of bring their head back and look at the old lady and just thank you.
It's what I do.
Do we owe you anything for your time?
She says, oh, all I want is for this land to be free.
I will do everything in my power to make sure that happens.
She says, she sort of like claps her hand and says, excellent. Well, if you don't mind, those readings are quite taxing. The future is a murky place.
Do you need healing or anything?
Oh, there's not much that could heal these old bones, but thank you, dear.
I would say that Ash stands up to in motions that they should leave.
Wanderers ducks his head, and then he, he backs out of the tent, kind of with the ducked head, but he's waiting for Ash to come out of the tent.
Meanwhile, you all at the encampment, Onyx, as they've gone in and this whole reading is happening, you and Ismark and Arena are standing at the edge of the encampment. And you hear through sort of the jumble of voices and things, eventually things kind of come to a hush. And there is a one of the Vistani. There is a male, sort of middle-aged-ish, just approaching middle-aged, human man with sort of short, curled auburn hair and green eyes, having kind of rough, sunburned skin, pretty tall as well, a little over 6 feet tall, somewhat round-faced. And you actually see, as time goes on, a bunch of different folks. There are a couple of humans. There is a relatively old-looking female furbolg. There's a middle-aged, actually a youngish, another rock gnome. No, not another. You're a rock gnome or a dark gnome? Which one are you?
Rock gnome.
Okay. Yeah, so there's another rock gnome. There are a couple of humans. There's actually a tabaxi, a cat person with sort of gray eyes and chestnut fur. So there's a whole bunch of different types of folks who are making up this little carnival here. There are acrobats and storytellers, and one of the storytellers gets up near the fire, and everyone sort of hushes to listen. And the storyteller launches into his tale. A mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're standing now, as he points at one of the other ones, who is a young male acrobat, looks to be about 15 years old, who looks a little sheepish at being like singled out like this among all the adults. And he says, very charismatic man he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle en masse. When the vampire appeared, the peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground and were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside. Great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard, yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the devil Strahd fell upon him bodily, the wizard's magic could not save him even then. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down the river to search for the wizard's body, to see if, he had anything of value. But the river Ivlis had already spirited him away. And with this, there's just sort of like hush that falls over the encampment for a moment. And then somebody starts up the accordion again, and the guitar starts strumming, and there's a cheer, and the drinks start flowing once more.
God damn it. So is the storyteller still around the fire, I'm assuming?
Yes, yeah. He's the storyteller. Folks are clapping him on the back and sort of, there's a little bit of like jeering about his stories. So, some people are like ribbing him and giving a hard time. Oh, that one again, or something like that. Some people are, oh, good story. There's just like a little bit of hubbub, but it dies down relatively quickly. And he is sort of just like sitting there by the fire with his wineskin.
Okay. So I guess I would pay some attention to him, just so that way I know where he is. But
yeah. Oh
Teresa?
no. No, not again. Am I coming back? Okay. Am I? It went down again. God damn it.
Oh fuck.
No, I have you still there, Pixel. I can
it
still
just
see
like
you
briefly went down to 0, but I think it's coming back. Ugh.
Yeah, we're still good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Is there a command to put a marker in chat? It doesn't matter. Whatever. Anyway, okay.
I might be able to. Hold on.
120:29.
There's a thing on your stream dashboard that will absolutely do it, but I don't know if I have the ability to do so.
It's fine.
I wrote down the closest number I saw.
Okay. All right. Very good. Cool. Anyway, sorry for the stream going up and down, folks. We're just gonna keep on pressing on. I truly don't know what to, because like it's being I don't know, it's being weird. I'm just gonna stop for a second and talk about this. Most of the time what this freaking thing does is it'll go like down and up and down and up, and we'll be at like 4K, and then we'll be at like 1K, and then we'll be at 6K, and it just does this like up and down. Today it's like rock solid at 4K, and then it just drops to 0 for no fucking reason, long enough for the stream to go down, and then it just comes back like nothing went wrong. I'm like, I don't understand this, man. Fucking bonkers. So, I don't know.
Agreed.
So anyway, we've lost 2 of our folks. Tell you what, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Just give everyone a minute. We'll be back at like 9:35. If you guys want to, everybody, grab a drink, grab some snacks, shake off the spookiness. And we'll be back here in just a minute, friend. Okay. All right. And welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the little break there, but thanks for sticking it out. And so we left just as Onyx, you heard that little tale from the storyteller at the campfire. So is there anything else that you want to do before we kind of catch back up with Ash and Wandress?
I don't believe so. I think I'm going to just try to stick with Arena and Ismark, just to, like I said before, just make sure that we have somebody with them. That way we can ensure that they're somewhat safe.
Yeah. Very good. So. Okay, so we resume catching up with Ash and Cass and Wandress at the tent. Was there anything else you all wanted to say or do while you're in the tent before we jump back to kind of putting you guys back together and getting on the road and figuring out what you do next?
After Wandress backs out of the tent and Ash is going to kind of hang back and let Cass walk out first. But like right as Ash gets to the door, without turning back around, there's one last thing. Is there anything I can do to save Thorin from his fate?
That's a great question. Roll me another luck check.
Oh God.
50 or
Every
higher,
time.
she'll give you a hint. Less than 50, and she doesn't know.
You know, I did good on that first one, and I just have a bad feeling about RNGesus. Son of a fuck.
Oof. And she says, she sort of closes her eyes for a moment and says, I cannot see as of yet, but visit me again, maybe in a few days, and I will look again. Yes?
Thank you. And then Ash will walk out. That was a good question. I wonder if I could upload it. Is that an inspiration? No, that's fine. For the sake of the story, we'll just keep going.
Yeah. All right.
That's a good little cliffhanger there.
So, you all exit the tent. What would you like to do? I think everybody currently still has inspiration, right?
I'll go get it refunded.
Yeah. So we'll throw that back to you. Everybody still has inspiration, Chris, but we do appreciate that. Okay. And so you all come out of the tent. Do you head back over to Irina and Ismark and Onyx?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hey, do we know that, like, because, like, obviously we can see it on the map, but, like, can we kind of deduce if we can keep on this trail and get back to the path we were going on, or is that something we need to ask about?
I'm pretty sure Ismark told you guys way back.
Okay, I just
at the
wanted to make
time,
sure.
and I want to scooch this a little bit if I can. Ismark told you back at the time when you were asking him about all this that, as far as he understood, excuse me, that the road connected up. So yeah, it'll take you back on the path if you.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah, so you guys head back, and I think Ismark sort of furtively looks around and looks at you guys and says, what happened?
I've never seen anything like it. She laid these little pieces of cardboard out and then she said things about them. It was very strange. It seemed to mean something to you, Ash. What was she doing?
I believe that Madam Ava, correct?
Yes.
I believe that she has an ability to see things that aren't around her. And I think that she has the ability to tell us how to succeed in our job we've set out to do.
I believe that. Like, there was something she said about the third card that just kind of hit with me, but I can't really make heads or tails of it right now, but like it just seemed to like sit with me.
A lot was said, and even more was. Sorry.
She said something about one of the cards, the crossroads, and the dead. That's where you were, isn't it, Ash? Where that gallows was?
I believe that's where we'll have to start our journey, for lack of a better word. I think that's where we'll start finding. Journey. I think that's where we'll start finding answers. Mm-hmm. But our first job is to get Irina to safety. Is there anything else that we need to do here before we leave?
So in between the conversations, I'm gonna sneak away, so I can go see the madam after what Ash said when she said like she could see things that were not around her, whatever.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go after hearing the story. I'm gonna sneak away and try to speak with her about the about my mentor.
Okay.
Before we go,
sorry, go ahead.
And Wanderous would say, before we go on, could we rest just a bit? Do you think it's safe?
As long as the people in the encampment, as long as they don't seem to have a problem with it, I don't see why we couldn't.
Okay.
The short rest, is that an hour?
Yes, the short rest is an hour.
All right. Wanderers would like to attempt to take a short rest. And during that time, I would guess is when Omega's going to sneak off to the fortune teller, maybe.
Can we tell if we have anything to worry about if we try to rest here?
Yeah, I mean, so far they don't seem to be particularly interested in bothering you.
Okay.
So, I mean, who knows, but you're probably fine.
I think Wanderers
one way to
would be
find out.
oblivious, and he just wants to sit down and take a rest.
Okay. So, Onyx, you make your way into the tent, and you see the old fortune teller woman. Yeah, and you guys look at a short rest here. Go ahead and roll your hit dice, whatever you want to do. And the woman looks over at you and says, "Oh, decided to come on in, have we?"
And I will very sheepishly kind of say, yeah, I thought I should.
Well, what answers would you have from a little old lady like me?
I heard a story just now from one of your storytellers about a great wizard that came here. And I wish to know what happened to him.
Well, without seeing, I know that he came and tried to rouse the peasants and tried to deal with Strahd, but he was arrogant. He didn't come and ask me for my advice. And so he didn't have any of the help that I've given you and your friends to find. He thought he could handle it all on his own. As to what befell him, I don't know, but I could try to see. Roll me a luck check.
Okay, let's see.
For the record,
Okay,
I personally love her. Rip.
25. And she sort of closes her eyes and takes a deep breath and says, I cannot see him. I am sorry.
That's fine. I figured I wouldn't be able to find many answers here anyways. And then I will hurriedly turn around and go to walk out the tent, and then I'll turn around again just to look back and ask if she believes I'm as arrogant as my mentor.
She cocks her head and says, you have sought help where he did not, so no, I don't believe so. There are many who think that what makes people strong is the strength of their arms or their cleverness or things such as this, the power of their magic, the might of their gods. But I've seen much of the world around me. I happen to think a little differently. I think it is our capacity to work together that truly sets us apart.
Okay. I will say thank you and give a curt nod and head out.
Yep, and she sort of goes back to whatever strange business she does in the darkness of the tent when you are gone.
Honestly, we should just recruit her. Honestly.
You just want to make me do that voice all day.
110%. It's so good. This is like some Madame Zeroni shit.
Okay, so yeah,
Yes.
You guys have had your reading. You've received some hints. You've received approximately half of the hints you could normally receive, and half of it was RNGesus saying F you. So yeah. But you have some knowledge, and what would you like to do?
So while we were taking our short rest, which I'm assuming is like spread out over this conversation too, but did any of us notice that Onyx was gone? I know he said he wanted to like sneak off, but
that would require checks from you guys.
Yeah, I would like to do a check. Is that a perception check?
Yeah, so Onyx, if you want to sneak off and not have others know where you've gone, it'd be a stealth check from you and then a perception check from them.
Is that the one that Ash could use the guidance on, or is that over and done with?
I think you could probably use it on that if you want.
Okay. Oops.
Yep.
Rip.
Okay, yeah,
That's
so
fine.
everybody notices that Onyx has gone. And I think everybody notices you go into Madame Eva's tent, unfortunately for
Okay.
you. I think not just that they notice you're missing, but I think with that difference in roles, yeah, they notice that you went in there.
Oh, for sure.
This is what I was looking at. Okay. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
I mean, as far as it goes, I don't think that Ash would say anything after Onyx comes back. It was more just to make sure that he came back.
Oh, but Wondrous would. Onyx, are you all right?
I will give kind of a short nod. Yeah, I'm fine.
Onyx, did she do that thing with the cards for you?
No, she did not. She looks like she fell into some sort of a trance.
She was in a trance.
At least that's what it appeared to be. I as far as I'm aware, that's what it was, but I don't know.
Oh. Oh. And looking at him, Wondrous has had a moment, and he'd like to do a insight check.
Uh-oh.
He's starting to notice the people around him. It's very unusual.
Okay.
16.
Sure, 16. Yeah, Onyx, how much are you trying to like hide your sort of what's going on, or are you just being reticent, but someone could like read a good bit from like your body language?
I mean, I think I'd be pretty reticent. Like it's not like I'm trying to hide that I'm mainly just here to be able to find my mentor. Like, it's not really a secret. So, yeah, I think I'll be pretty open with that.
Okay. Yeah, so with the 15 Wanderess, you get the sense that Onyx, you know that Onyx's like number one concern that tends to come up is what's going on with his mentor. So you suspect that got some news that was not that exciting on that front, basically.
Wanderers very awkwardly is going to want to show some support. So he kind of just reaches out and he doesn't exactly know what to do. So he's kind of going to just pat Onyx on the head, like maybe he saw somebody pat a puppy dog one day or something, just kind of a little pat. And that's it. Trying to show some concern.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Okay. All right. Well, what would you all like to do next? You've had your short rest. There is an assertion that perhaps what you're looking for is at the crossroads that you just passed. You've been on the road for let me grab this here. You've been on the road for about 5 miles, which means almost 2 hours, not quite 2 hours. And the crossroads is not quite halfway back the way you came. So if you want to go back and search that to see if Madame Zeroni's full of shit or if there's something there or if that's even the right clue, it's going to set you back. Let's do the math here. It's going to set... No, come on. It's going to set you back a little over half an hour, which is an hour round trip to go, get it. You've been on the road for almost 2 hours. You left early in the morning, so it'll bring it up to like lunchtime by the time you get back here. But that's still, as far as you know, plenty of time to get where you're going before nightfall, unless something real terrible happens to you. But of course, your people you're escorting want to get to where they're going as quickly as possible. So, but it's ultimately up to you guys as the ones doing the escorting, because they're not going to go anywhere without you. So,
well, Ash mentioned that she thought we should go ahead and get the people on to the town, but I would think that during our rest or whatever, that Cass and Wanderous and maybe Ash too would have filled in at least Onyx with what our experience in the tent was, right? So we brought Onyx up to snuff on what. So I don't know that we would have shared it exactly in detail with the
but
people.
At least like given a kind of like a loose, hey, this is what happened kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe not an in-depth description of what she said. But like I said, Ash, who has stepped away, kind of indicated to Wanderous that he thought we should take the couple on to the next town. So I would assume when we were talking about it, he would have said that also.
Yeah, I definitely think getting them to the next town's priority one.
Yeah.
And right now, everything else just comes kind of like secondary,
Yeah, we can do better if we don't have to worry about them, because this already split the party up to leave Onyx with them. So perhaps we should go on ahead and not risk anymore. We've had a chance to rest, but we should get to the town before nightfall, if at all possible.
Yeah, 100%. Because if if we're out during nightfall, like that just makes it that much easier for Strahd to get to us.
Okay.
So I think we're pretty much voting to take them on, DM.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. So you all decide to head out. Let's see. Okay, so after just over a mile, you make your way out of this side path and reconnect with the main path just as it crosses this other bridge, which I need to check and see. Yeah, so you follow this base of the river. You follow the river to this base of a canyon. At the far end, you can see a great waterfall spills into a pool. There are billowing clouds of cold mist coming forth from the falls as a great stone bridge spans the canyon. And at this point, you've come up. You are nearly 1,000 feet above the water below. So you've in the course of coming up out of the encampment, which was right down by the river, you've made your way back up to this high road as you cross this bridge that spans the encampment. And from here, you can see more. You can now see, basically, let's get you right up here. And I'm even going to give you some of this. You see this kind of massive part of Barovia, if you want to look at it. You can see to the north, you're in the foothills of mountains that begin and carry on far up to the north. Just to the east of where you are, up on the top of a hill, even further up from where you currently stand, is the edge of the cliff overlooking Barovia, and you can see the castle from here, although can't see it all that well. You can see in the distance another set of gates, similar to the ones that you saw back on the other side of the village of Barovia. And you can see that after those gates, the road kind of curves. Uh-oh, did we lose somebody? Geez, that our faces are all in different places for the moment. When Vincent gets back, we will fix that. But anyway, so I'm just sort of describing here. You see these gates and onward you go. However, as you make your way forward, I do need this time. Who all rolled D20s before? Was it just Vincent and Onyx?
Yeah, I think everyone has, but yeah, me and Wanderous.
Okay, so yeah, Cass, if you would please roll me a D20.
Okay.
10. Okay, and with a 10, you continue to make your way on around.
Wait a minute.
Wait, you what now?
I just want to say that the minute we went over this bridge, that you said there was a waterfall and then there was a pool, that Wanderous would have, in an undertone, said to whoever was next to him, Cass or Ash, either one, look, a waterfall and then a pool. And you were saying the river was really clear and blue, right? You said that when we were going along the other side before we got to the encampment, when we went over the first bridge.
I said what when you went over the first bridge?
That the river, the water was really clear and blue.
Let's see what I said.
You did say that.
I said the river flows clear as blue winter sky through the valley, basically. Some paraphrasing of that.
His internet dropped.
Okay. Is it so it's not letting him back on at all?
No, he said he's coming back in now.
Okay.
He said he's just, I think he's just waiting on his internet to come back.
Well,
internet.
Wanderous is just pointing out the things the lady just said about the pool and, whatever. He now he's seeing clues everywhere.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. So anyway, you guys make your way on further. So yeah, even here, as you begin up into the mountains, the forest and the fog are inescapable. You see the dirt road splits in two, one headed onward towards the east. And then where you see patches of cobblestone, suggesting that this eastern branch was maybe once an important thoroughfare. And then onward to the west, the road remains dirt and muddy as normal. And then you make your way through the other set of gates, which look pretty identical to the ones you had seen before. They sort of sit in the crook of these two hills with the woods coming right up down to them. Let's see. Oh, hey, there he is. 1 second, friends. I gotta move everybody's faces around again. Bloop. There we go. Does that get us back where we belong? I think it does.
Sorry, friends.
And there he is.
Okay, it's okay. We said really nice things about you as we put you on the pier to burn.
Yeah,
So-
that's fair.
On this side,
Ash
you
kind
see. Go ahead,
of,
sorry.
Ash kind of died.
Anyway, so you see these massive statues once again. This time, I think they're both defaced, but the heads of them are long gone. They're just sort of ruined and old. And you make your way on into this part of the woods. At this point, Wondrous, would you please roll me a die 20?
I will. Let me get to
I'm
that
gonna
place.
reveal some more of what you guys can see.
Oh, that scared the
Okay.
poo out of me. Good Lord.
Yikes.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right, Wondrous, I need you to roll me a d12 and a d8 and add them together and tell me what number you get.
A D8 and a D12. Oh, I rolled a 20. I was supposed to call that out, wasn't it?
Right.
That's the thing we forgot to say. We all need to call out the numbers.
Right.
D8. My D8 is an 8.
Okay.
Good Lord. And my D20
Yes, and another d20. No, d12,
is
another
9
d12.
for 17. Oh, a D12. Oh, excuse
Okay.
me. I rolled a D. Okay. Ignore the 9.
Okay.
A D12 is an 11.
Okay.
So that would be 19.
Oh boy. Okay. So
Don't
as
say,
you
oh, boy.
begin to enter the woods, Wondrous,
Yes.
let's see. Oh, this will do. What is? Oh no, that's not what I need. Stop it. Stand by, everyone. I have to do a thing, but I have to figure out how to do the thing. There we go. Okay. As you all make your way, real quick, this needs to be daytime. Boop, boop. Okay. All right, let me see here. How do I want to do this? You're coming from that direction. I'm going to put you all down here. And then I... Okay, you're moving at a normal... Uh-oh, stream went down again. God damn. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
This fucking shit, man. I mean, we're just going to keep going until the stream's over. As however many times it goes down, it goes down. I don't know. I'll try and figure this out next week, but... The thing that's
really
weird is
is
it's
a
booting me
tricky
off of
thing.
the stream, but it still leaves me in our fucking Zoom call. Like, why do I not get kicked out of Zoom when the internet goes
It'd be
down?
an OBS thing.
You know, but like, what in OBS would be doing this?
And it doesn't do it to me when I stream.
I'm just fucking baffled right now.
Y'all stream on the same rig or?
No.
No, I'm in the living room. He's in his cave.
I know that it would really suck if you tried completely uninstalling OBS.
Oh god, yeah, it completely dropped for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's still not back up yet. So I don't, okay. But that's fine because I need to set up this thing real quick.
Oh, you know what? I'm kind of not getting anything now.
Well, that works for me because I need to pour
No,
a glass of rum.
I still
Okay.
have internet.
It's a pirate's life for me.
What is this? God, it is still not letting me back up. I think this thing is just going to have to go fully down.
I mean, honestly, I can't figure out what it is though. Like, it could be something with your rig. Like, what are you using to encode your CPU or your GPU?
I have
I
an
imagine
ancient
it's-
graphics card. It's the CPU. But like that's the thing is like my
Oh.
CPU, like we're not even coming close to causing problems for that thing. Like this is using 2% of my CPU right now. Overall, my CPU is using like 16% to run everything that's running, but like OBS is using basically nothing.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like you're trying to game and stream at the same time. So your CPU shouldn't be taking such a big hit.
It's not.
Could be.
Yeah.
How much RAM do you have? It could be a RAM issue.
No, I've got 32 gigs of RAM, and we're pegging half of it right now.
Oh yeah, you should be good then.
The
'cause
graphics
30
card is a problem, but like we're still
That
only
shouldn't-
using 18% of that. You know what I mean? Like nothing
Yeah, I mean, like,
hardware wise is.
But like, if you're not using your GPU to encode and you're not streaming like anything that's really graphically intensive, your GPU shouldn't really be taking a hit at all. And I mean, so that should rule out like most of your hardware.
Yeah.
We got an
I
ad.
don't
So
know.
you must be
Oh,
good.
okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
it's
just
looking
took
like
the
we're
stream fully
back.
down and hit it and turned it back on, but it's dropping now. It's dropping like 60% of all my frames. This.
So, I mean,
What
the only
the
thing I can
shit?
think of then it would be a network issue.
It has to be, but they, of
Well,
course,
with
it's
drop
them.
frames
You
it
know,
is.
they told us, "Oh, we don't see anything on our end," but it
I mean,
has to
like-
be. I'm not like losing.
Yeah, like because it wouldn't be your GPU. It would either, if it's hardware related, it would either be RAM, CPU, and that would be about it.
Okay.
Because like your power supply shouldn't be spiking or anything. So
Yeah, I mean the computer basically runs fine in every sense, other than for some
Has to
reason
be-
this upload
has
speed.
to be network related. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just crashed out completely now again. It like went up for a second and now it's back down.
Yeah, I see that now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Dude, I'd get with your ISP. Like it has to be
We-
something with
we gotta
them.
hit them up again. I don't know.
Should I put something in Discord that says, whatever you want me to say?
But the thing that's so fucking insane, if this thing is literally having a 0 upload speed for like dozens of seconds at a time, if our internet was that jacked, it would kick me out of the Zoom call, right? Like it would say, like if I had no upload, like if the internet was off, then the internet would be off. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, so I mean, it could just be an upload issue. I mean, yeah,
I
like
don't
like your upload takes a little bit of a hit on the Zoom call, but like
I'm
not
seeing,
near as much as like the stream would. It looks like we're back up though.
yeah. Okay, friends. Hello. We're gonna keep on rolling on. I actually may set this up and then go ahead and call it because it's been so crazy. So I got distracted from what I was doing.
I have an 18. Wait a minute. 8 and 11. I have a 19. I'm sorry.
Yes. You have a 19. Okay. Here is what I need. Let me see. What is everybody's passive perception right now?
Okay, how like hold on, I gotta X out of the stream.
16.
16. Okay.
I believe I'm at 15.
How do I find that?
On your sheet, on like the left side underneath of your stats, there should be a little box and it probably says passive perception in there. I haven't really looked at them in a while. Hang on.
Yeah, it's on the lower left hand
passive.
side.
Oh, mine's 12.
12. Okay. All right. Well, several
Mine's
of
11.
you. Does anyone have less than 11? Oh, you know
No,
who
mine's-
else I need to add to this?
I'm
Is-
17.
Is Mark and Arena.
Zaddy.
Okay. Okay. All right. Boop. Okay, guys. So as you all are entering these woods, coming past those gates, I think Arena is generally in the center of you. You can set your marching order however you would like. And I think I'm going to describe like what happens here, and then we'll grab this we'll stop there and pick it up next time, if that's okay with everybody, just given the issues that we're having. So, okay. So, yeah, if you guys want to move yourselves around, I don't know who's in front. I don't know who's what. I know Irina's going to try to be in the middle, and Ismark is going to be next to her one way or another. But the rest of you should orient yourselves in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, however you would like.
I think Cass would be somewhere in the middle.
You are headed, I will tell you, like that way on the road, basically. So,
okay.
Onyx is tended to be in the back, right?
Typically.
What do you want to do here?
I mean, for me, I'm fairly, in general, I'm fairly squishy. But also, just in perspective, being a spellcaster is a lot easier to be in the back if we were going towards something. So for me, it just makes more sense to be towards the back of the line.
Okay. Wandrous is certainly willing to be in the front. What is Ash doing? Because Ash has tended to be in the front.
I'm cool to be up front with Wondrous for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna put myself. Well, wait a minute now.
Yeah, you're going to want to be up towards the north.
Wait a minute. Up here is the front.
Yeah, the front is this way.
Okay.
I think Cass would be in the middle. That way she can position herself to either A, attack, or B, go on the defensive and heal people if needed.
Oh, whoops.
Okay. Alrighty, so you all set yourselves and you begin to walk through the woods as the mists sort of cling in, as you know they do all over Barovia, just at the edge of the tree line. And as you approach the trees, a scarecrow lurches into view. Its sackcloth eyes and rictus are ripe with malevolence. Its gut is stuffed with dead ravens. It has long, rusted knives for claws. And after it, in the distance, you hear, but cannot see, more creatures shuffling out of the trees.
Yo, someone called Dorothy because they're missing their scarecrow.
And that, my friends, is where we are going to leave this episode. We are cutting short early due to the technical problems. We're going to try and get those figured out by next week for the debut of the next one. Sorry to keep having to do this, guys. It is super annoying, but it is what it is. What can be done? Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. As always, these episodes are going to go up on podcast and YouTube. For Patreon folks, they'll come up on Sunday. For everyone else, you can view them at next Wednesday. We have lots of fun things coming out. We're going to be releasing, like I said, the Region of Bedegar starts next week. But before we pop off here, like we always do, if someone will please help me look for somebody to raid while we do our outro. But we are going to have everybody go around and introduce themselves, remind us who we are, and all of those things, starting with Vincent Page.
Howdy, folks. Again, I am Vincent Page. You can find me on the internet at Vincent Page on pretty much everything. But if you want to come hang out for the show, we do stream on Twitch just about every day at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I've been Ash Fireforged. I have been mentally unstable. And thank you guys for hanging out.
Awesome. Omega.
Hey y'all, my name is Omega. I have just recently started streaming again here on Twitch, Omega_MT_42. Or you can find me on TikTok just as OmegaMT42, no underscores. But feel free to find me there and find me here every other Friday.
Awesome. Ozzy.
I'm Ozzy. I don't stream or do anything cool like that. I just kind of sit at my computer desk and drink. So you can find me in VP's Discord if you want to hang. And yeah, this was fun.
And who were you playing tonight?
Cass Amblecrown.
Huzzah. Okay, excellent. And of course, bonus point.
Hey kiddos, I'm Bonus Mom, and tonight I played Wanderous, the Circle of Stars druid, who, if he doesn't see stars sometime soon, is going to sink into that same mental confusion that Ash and VP are suffering from. You can find me lots of different places. I hang out on TikTok. I do some TikTok content, and I live stream there some weekdays at about midday. And occasionally, when our computer internet cooperates with us, I live stream games. And I am venturing into the world of podcasting, and I really want to encourage everyone to check out our podcast, which will begin next week under the Bonus Mom Tavern for Dracula by Bram Stoker. We will be doing the first 4 chapters. Jonathan Harker's journal. Do not miss it. Get terrified for October.
If you haven't gotten your fill of creepy vampire stuff from us, because we've had to cut these episodes short due to the bullshit of Comcast, be sure to check those out. I am Pixel. You can find me here DMing games on Ages of Ainor. You can find me running games and administrating our Discord on the Ages of Ainor Discord. Those links are in our link tree, which can be found in the description of this video and podcast, or !Discord if you're in chat and have not hit that yet. You can also find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/hammerandpixel. And I stream video games and analyze them, perhaps overanalyze them, and all of that jazz. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Super sorry that we're having these issues. We did have a suggestion that looks good for who we can raid. So I'm going to do that here in just a second. But before we do, I want to thank you all for hanging out for this silly thing that we do on Friday nights. It really does mean a lot to us that you hang out with us and are interested in our shenanigans and these stories that we get to tell when the internet decides to cooperate with us. As always, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, etc., if you're interested in becoming part of our little circle of folks who enjoy tabletop and D&D and all of these things. And of course, I wanted to leave you finally with a little request from me to you. Until the next time that I see you, please do me a favor and just be like 25% kinder to yourself than you think you deserve, because I promise that is not anywhere near to being more than what you actually deserve, friends. Good night. I'm going to start the raid after the outro music plays, so stick around for that, and we will catch you all later.